Ooh, pardon me, I'm eating a grape. But before everybody just retire and get ready to go back to, you know, actually not retire because you got to get up. But anyway, before everybody rest, right, and go to, you know, lay down and thing and get ready for school or for going to their job, here's a little thing to think about, right? Pardon me while I'm eating this grape because I have to say this, get it out quick. I heard this. This is a question. The question is this. We always hearing that history repeats itself. Heard that. I know you did. And also there's nothing new under the sun. I heard that. I know you did. But what we didn't get is this. The full details in that. What does it really mean? Because there's only half truth to that. But we need to know the other half. And right now, because we're cultivating youth and even younger children, we can't have those same sayings being said without explaining everything. So now, imagine this. If there's nothing new under the sun, that would mean that I'm not new and neither are you. That we've been here before. But, of course, so many people don't believe in reincarnation. But that saying would say that you ain't new and neither am I. Now, history repeating itself. That's why what? Children don't have to do nothing better than the parents because history is only going to repeat itself. So what's the point if it's all going to happen again? You see, this saying, history repeats itself, is talking about cycles, yes? And because we are not breaking the cycles, meaning that we're not involving ourselves in breaking the cycle. So we're evolving or going backwards over the same things or revolving. So we're caught in the loop. So whoever said that saying was intentionally wanting us to keep revolving, like just going through that revolving door. Same thing. History repeating itself because we never actually get that intellect that says, I'm going to move forward and I'm going to actualize on the simple fact that I am life. I want to see this in the world because I am the world. So I'm going to put myself in the world. I'm not going to have what is external placed upon me by those other intellects, what they call themselves elite, right? Because they're saying that they're the lit ones, the elite, right? They have the intellect. So they're taking their intellect and saying, this is what is going to happen. And so it repeats consistently. This same matrix just keeps happening over and over again. And we're not telling our children, right, how to get out. That's what we have to do. See, so that history does not repeat itself, because right now we're on the road again for history to repeat itself. That would mean, well, if it was a flood in Noah, time for the flood. If it was time for the Passover, we put the blood on your door because all the destruction was coming and you were hoping that God was going to save you because you were the good one. Well, I guess that would repeat too. But everything that was bad would have to come back. And guess what? We're living in that time right now. History is about to repeat itself unless we do something different. We have to break the cycle. See? So now, nature, right, gets smarter when it's growing. But if our children do not grow, then they're just going to be us again. But if we can get our children to know who they are and to not have the fear in actually living instead of existing and saying, don't worry, you don't need to go into that school system until we figure things out. Hold up, wait a minute. That's right. We can actually do this. Just 4 days, because they have 4-day weekends for, Memorial Day and Valentine's Day when the baby shoots you in the heart with an arrow. And we have it for Christmas and a false New Year and President's Day, all kind of nonsense, and Thanksgiving. Why we just can't say, hold up, 4 days for living? And what would that look like? Well, it looks like we would be having events across the globe on who we are, why we are, when we are. That's what those 4 days would be for. No time to lay around and do no shopping, none of that. It's just to explore who are we, what are we, where are we, when are we, why are we. That's what those 4 days would be. Then that would be a holy day. You see? Because we get to be holy and start to be more divine. Because right now everything is animalistic. It's instinct, it's compulsive. We have to stop the compulsion. I got to do this, I got to do that, and on automatic. Because our children are automatically going to fail just like us. Because there'll be nothing new under the sun. And when our children come, they're new. They're supposed to be a fresh life, not the same old life that we were living. And we have them in that. So, let's work on establishing and figuring out what 4 days we want. Because as a people, globally, we can take these 4 days. Because guess what? Here's another thing to think on, to help me with, because I need help with this. Let's just say the stock market totally crashes and doesn't come back up again, and the Bitcoin doesn't do anything, and the gold, doesn't do anything, and the coronavirus just gets, to the point whereas, it's not looking too good, because remember, we're the virus on the planet, and Mother Nature's doing this. We're a virus. We could have had Corona, Guinness, Stout virus, and Michelob Light virus, because we're virus. We're bacteria on this planet. We have not been nice to Mother. So right now, well, we have to realize that we're sick. We're disease. So now Mother Earth is giving us back what we've given her. It's what the woman does. You give it to her, she gives it back to you. What? How many times? 10 times. So you give the woman one problem, she gives you 10 right back. So we need to stop playing around, and women have to start actually speaking up again, because our children are at stake here. All of these different things that are happening and are going to only increase. So what I'm saying right now is that 4 freaking days of stop, hold up, wait a minute, of who, what, where, when, why are we globally? Because we have Thanksgiving Day, we can make 4 days for living. Don't you think so? I know we can do this. Let's start this and let's have this discussion, because it's not too late to do something new.